everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Charlotte. I hope you enjoy my videos, and if you aren't already, go hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time I post a new video, and that is every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. So first of all, before we start off with today's video, I got a haircut today. It's a little bit shorter than I anticipated, but I kind of like it. So it's something new. I feel a little bit more mature with a shorter haircut, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So today I thought we could talk a little bit about how I use my iPad to take notes and study for things at school. Now that the semester has started, I have been using it more often than I did this summer for classwork and stuff. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how I use it, so that if you are interested in making the purchase to an iPad, or if you already have one, you could best utilize it for your classes. I made the decision to switch to an iPad last semester, so I got this for Christmas, and I just thought that it would be better for the environment, not having to like print out tons of readings and stuff, which is what I was doing originally. And I also thought it would be easier and just made more sense to keep track of everything all in one place. Also, I thought that, taking road trips with band and stuff, or going places, with my backpack, this would be a lot lighter because everything would just be on this, rather than having like a ton of books, a ton of notebooks, things like that. So those are kind of the reasons why I decided to switch to an iPad. If you're gonna get an iPad for class, I definitely recommend the Apple Pencil because it makes life easier. I think that handwriting notes is a really good way to solidify your knowledge and really absorb that information. And actually, there's been a lot of studies that have shown that taking handwritten notes makes you more successful in that class. So, if you're going to use an iPad or something, it's good to have the Apple Pencil because you can still be handwriting even though it's on a screen. But it's still, the motion of writing out your notes is what is going to, really force it into your brain. I like it better than typing notes on the computer. That I just feel like never really works for me. I'm never really able to digest the information. So that's why I like the iPad. And this is my really cool anatomy backdrop. It's like a person, but anatomically correct. I'm a nerd, I know, it's fine. So first off, I'm gonna talk about how I do my readings for classes on the iPad. So for a lot of professors, the textbooks in college especially can just be so expensive, and it's just like it's a really hard purchase to make because it's like, am I really gonna use this textbook after this one semester, or is it gonna really be worth it? Am I gonna get a lot of the textbook? But I have found that getting the online versions of textbooks and then downloading them onto the iPad is much easier because you don't have to spend as much money for like a hardcover textbook, and you can also, write in the iPad to take notes while you're reading. And it's just handy to like bring around with you. Like I said, you don't have to lug around giant textbooks, especially for nursing. We have these like huge anatomy textbooks, or the medical surgical nursing textbooks, so things like that. So I just have downloaded my textbooks into the Books app on the iPad. Yeah, the Books app. So let me give you an example. So there's a book that we needed for one of my my pharmacology class. It's called Calculate with Confidence. So you can see I have my library here, and this is Calculate with Confidence. So you just tap on it and it brings you right into the book. And then I have my Apple Pencil, which I could use to take notes in here. I can highlight things, whatever you usually do when you're reading. I also have found it handy for some readings to just have a small little notebook next to me while I'm reading them on the iPad, and then I can take handwritten notes if there's something like I really need to remember. And then if your professors have readings that are PDFs that don't really come in a textbook and they're just on like Canvas or whatever your site is, where teachers can post the syllabi and stuff, you could just download them right into an app such as Books, or I also use GoodNotes and Notability. Those are two that are really handy for using in school. So you could just download them right into those apps. I'll show you an example. I had some readings for my bioethics class this semester, and I just kind of downloaded them into Notability, and then you can see like I've highlighted some stuff. And then what I also do to organize things is if you have like certain readings, this was all for like the first class, I just put them all in the same note. So you could just scroll and have all the readings for your class. And then at the end, I actually did notes during class when we were discussing the readings. So it's handy just to have it all in one note. So like if I go back to the main menu, you know, it just says like class 1 and then it's all here. So that's what I really liked about Notability and for readings. Okay, so the second part is going to be taking notes in class and how I use my iPad for that. So I use, like I said, mostly Notability, but sometimes I'll use GoodNotes. But Notability, I will just make a note that says like class 1, class 2, whatever class it is, or I'll put like the date in parentheses just so I know. And then I will put the PowerPoints. If the professor has uploaded them, I'll download the PowerPoints so I can take notes directly in the PowerPoint. For me, I find that helps a lot when I'm taking notes, because otherwise I try to write down way too much. But if I have the PowerPoint that the professor has already uploaded, it's a lot easier and I can focus more on what's being said and, you know, digesting that information rather than trying to get it all down as fast as possible. So here's an example from my med-surg class the other day. So I downloaded the PowerPoint, and then you could see I've like written notes while the professor was teaching. And then that's really helpful because I could go back and review just by looking at the PowerPoint. Okay, so yeah, those are kind of the things that I have done with my iPad. Oh, also if I have like I've taken notes on a PowerPoint or something like that, I will go back afterwards and I'll like rewrite and make it more neat and consolidated onto one page. So that's helpful too. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to talk about is studying for exams. I kind of talked a little bit about this in a video I did on how I use flashcards. I will link that here. But I am a huge flashcard user for test prep. And I have utilized my iPad to make the flashcards as well as to study with them. So I've used the apps, like I'm not gonna talk about it too much because it was in that other video, but I use Quizlet on my iPad. I use Anki, which is a flashcard generator on my iPad. I think that's it. Yeah, just those two. And they've been helpful for me. You know, it's easier than I used to like carry around stacks and stacks of flashcards, but now I can just have them all on the iPad. Like I mentioned before, it's just like so much easier and it's like less of a pain because you could just carry this and be like, all right, time to study, and then study. So that's how I study mostly with my iPad. I just use those apps. I make flashcards. Sometimes I will also import a study guide that a professor has uploaded onto, you know, the apps that I've already mentioned, Notability or GoodNotes, and I will write the answers to the study guide in with my Apple Pencil. Also with Notability, you can have it sync directly to your Google Drive. This might be true of GoodNotes as well, but I've never done it with that because I mostly use Notability. But you can have it automatically sync to your Google Drive, so even if you don't have your iPad on you, you can still access those notes and whatever things that you've imported into the app. So I really like that feature because even if you know you accidentally like delete your app, or you know you have to like reset your iPad, those things will also be there and you're not gonna like lose out all your notes. So definitely a reason why I like that app and why I think it's like pretty it's pretty manageable and easy to use. Right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that if you are thinking about getting an iPad for school, or if you already have one, that this will be helpful to you in utilizing it in studying and doing your readings and taking notes. I kind of use it for everything school related. It's really helpful, and it's been, I've been using it for 2 semesters now, and it's come in handy. So I definitely think that the purchase was worth it. So I highly recommend if you wanted to get an iPad. I mean, I know it's like a big purchase. The way I got mine was on Black Friday, so it was a lot cheaper. And you don't necessarily need like the current model. You don't need like the Pro or whatever. This is just the standard iPad. And I just, like I said, I love it. So definitely recommend. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go give it a thumbs up down below. It would really help out my channel. And if you have any questions about how I use my iPad, or if you have any other recommendations for people that take notes on iPads, I would highly suggest that you comment those down below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Those are all linked in the description box down below. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Now that I'm in school, I'm gonna have more interesting videos coming, I promise, that are more school related. And I hope you'll stick around. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great week. Bye.